So let's quickly go over the trades today, and then I'm going to go into like depth on levels and stuff. And if any of you got questions, because I know some of you have been still struggling with levels and getting confused, and it can be really simple to get your levels right. Obviously, looking at you, Chef, quickly, I got this reversal yesterday as well, which was beautiful. We'd been in a massive uptrend, way more than 3 levels. However, there's like a few resets in between, like little hidden resets here in the 4 hour. But yeah, by this point, it was looking ready to blow. And obviously 1 hour as well. You've got big shark fin here, first leg. Of course, we wouldn't be taking any reversals until it breaks 50. We want the 1350 to squeeze together. You wouldn't get in there. That's 8 o'clock. This point here, this is what gives a big clue, is this grabs all the orders and the stop losses from this point where people are selling, and also people are putting buy orders in. So when this level is broken, they're thinking it's going to continue up. So that's how retail traders trade. So obviously grabs the highs, which is a really strong clue. Consolidates the whole of Asia. And then when it shifts like this out of the box, like it's game over, you know. The 1350 are coming down, about to cross as well. And if you look at the 15-minute, with these trades, you want some sort of pattern on the 15, like an ID 50. So if you see here, it hits the 50, 50%, very clean, down, up. So it's a little second leg. I'm not going to enter on a pin. I'm not going to enter here. I'm not even going to enter there because there was also a pin underneath, so it could come up for another hit. It wasn't until this candle actually broke the Asian low that I was confident enough to enter the trade. And yeah, there's huge move. So at this point, we know level 1 we want either an ID 50. This is a big level 1, but I would still potentially take a clean ID 50 out of the box to like sort of straight away take it down. But this is even better. This is like one of the best trades in the book, is like the safety trade, the stop hunt high drop, and also 50-50 bounce. Pulls back. You can see how clean it is on TDI as well. So this was highlighted all day. I was saying to the other guys before I started recording, going through in the morning. So these are like the main pairs I focus on now. I'll go through in the morning, I'll say, right, that's got potential, that's got potential, that's got potential, that's got potential. And then ignore the rest. Don't give yourself too much to watch. And then as the morning's going on, you might think, right, that one's not valid anymore, take that away. That one's not valid. That one's not valid. And then just concentrate on them. So you've got extra pairs, but you're not actually watching them all together. You're not going to get distracted and miss stuff. But yeah, you can see how clean that is. Of course, you might think as well that this could do a reset of the Mayo and go up. It could sort of bounce and go up for another leg on the 4 hour, but this isn't a clean W or a clean anchor. You're not going to buy this. Also 1350 were pointing downwards quite aggressively. I was expecting a big reversal here. So as we know, when price is at the 50 EMA and the 50% on the hour, we go to the 15-minute and we always need a pattern, whether it's 3 hits to the higher low, a half bat, M, W, head and shoulders. So this one, we got a perfect M. Couldn't enter here because it's too close to the hour close. Couldn't enter here because it's back above the 50 EMA, which is the 13 on the hour. Couldn't even enter here because until it breaks that 800, it could quite easily just bounce aggressively back. So at the end of the day, you can take aggressive entries, but if you're wanting to get 80-90% success rate, which I'm having most of the time, then you need to be like super strict. It's all about discipline and patience. So like you need to be willing to miss the trade really, to wait for the perfect moment. And entering there is obviously you've missed quite a chunk of the move, but you know it's going to be a big move because it's the 4 hour actually fully reversing, because it didn't fully reverse yesterday because it came to the 50. The 1350 still haven't crossed by this point, so you know the actual reversal is still coming. So you're still going to get an aggressive move down so that you do get the 1350 cross down, and that should happen by tomorrow morning when the 50 and 200 cross. That'll be confirmed level 1 on USWIS. TP, obviously, last week's low, these pins, you know they're going to come to this area, snatch stop losses and pending orders and then pull it away. They've ended up coming back. They're now just going to consolidate and we'll look for another move down tomorrow. So we're going to be selling this for a while, I think, USWIS. E-Chef was, look at that on the 4 hour. Amazing anchor. These, I'm only going to trade 4 hour reversals when the anchor is this clean. Like that's just unbelievable. I was actually waiting on this for a few days, and I took it away from my pairs because I thought, oh, it's not doing much. But I was silly too because, yeah, I would have got it today. But you can see what this done. So this could have been the reversal, but what it's done is it's got to the Mayo, it's done a W, it's reset back to the high, and it's went up sort of 1, 2, and if you see, there's actually like a little third kind of push up here before they reverse it today. Once again, you go down to the 15-minute, you've got a perfect short from first leg, divergence. Technically, this is classed as a Brinks trade as well. Pin closing on 245 in the second leg. So if you'd spotted that, you could have taken that as a Brinks trade there. But correct entry is break of the 50 EMA. So it would have been after this candle, which is a big shift. But when you know it's a 4-hour reversal, you can take it with confidence. Don't be scared off by shift candles if it's a big reversal. If it's like a big 4-hour reversal, don't let shift candles put you off, because it's gonna drop hard. So yeah, this was huge move. It's got to the 800. It's now going to consolidate, play around for a bit. UJ, obviously, if you guys, sure you guys saw, I was selling UJ all last week. Beautiful big anchor here, expecting a reversal. So as we know, usually you get 3 levels on the 1 hour for 1 level on the 4 hour. So on the 1 hour, you would have got, on this reversal, it would have been like 1, 2, 3. This is on 1 hour. Then came up 1, 2 to the 50 EMA, which we expect. Now it's ready to do a 1 hour reset, which is the 50-50 bounce in the 4 hour down to level 2. So I've been waiting on this move all week. There was an entry one day, so you wouldn't have got in here. This was the time you could have got in as like an M on the mail. You had TDI confirmation, it's below baseline. This would have been, so look, if you got in there, 1 hour, 2 hour, it's not moved. So that's why the rules are so important. No movement in 2 hours on any trade from any time frame, you would get out the trade. So you wouldn't have lost anything there. You could have even possibly gained something because this candle is a little bit lower. You would have gained a few pips, but so even if it's not ready and it's playing around, you're not losing anything because the rules are there to help you. At this point last night, this candle was full green at one point, and at that point I'm thinking, what's going on? Like, is this doing a 4 hour reset, and is it going to go back to the highs? By that point, obviously you have to sort of change your bias and reassess the market, but you're not buying this. You're not anticipating a 4 hour reset. You're still only selling. It's only if this was to go up here and the 1350 on the 4 hour, so the 50 crosses back above the 200, then you're going to change your bias and start looking for pullback buy, pullback buy. Of course, it was just a trap move once again. Once again, this pin has literally grabbed all the orders here. It's faked people into buy-in, and the very next candle, it came shooting down. Obviously, you're not going to take any sales in there. If this candle had closed full-bodied and you'd got TDI confirmation, potentially you could have taken a sell, but nothing. So last night when I saw this, me and my flatmate who I trade with every day, we said to each other, right, so we want this to consolidate and we want an ID 50 or a 50-50 out the box and drop. That's what we're looking for all day. So there was nothing valid in here. It didn't touch the EMAs. Then there was a potential in here for like a little nothing, made and went up a bit higher, which then invalidated the ID 50, but turned it into a 50-50, 1350 cross down on the hour, pull back, railroads there perfectly on the 50% on TDI. That trade, we're looking for an entry, but unfortunately it didn't give it in the time frame. So obviously we stopped trading at 11:30. So the only time you could have got in was there, but you kind of want it to break this area to be sure. Plus it's very tight on the baseline, it's tight on timing. It was a pass for me. It's actually went up and then came crashing down, and this is, look where it bounced as well. So this second leg here actually bounced off the 50% and the 50 EMA to make it even more a valid trade. I've saw this drop in between sessions and I just couldn't help myself. So I waited. I wanted to get in here. Yeah, I wanted to get in here at 2 o'clock. I thought this trade's gonna, this is huge. But I waited a little bit longer and I ended up placing the entry there. Obviously, I say don't trade between sessions between 2.5, 2, because you're going to get a lot of stop punch traps. But this one was just too good to turn down. Of course, I entered a smaller position here. And then at 2:30, when this candle closed, then my main position went on, because at that point it's the start of New York. And the likelihood of this coming back up here is not high at all. It's held this zone for 3 or 4 days. It made this final fake move here. Every box is ticked to take this trade. And yeah, so obviously we saw how that went. New York just shifted it away. Beautiful trade. So I know some of you are still struggling with levels. What I'm going to do is draw out the perfect. So, and I've went over this stuff before, but I think I need to go over it again. This video is recorded. You can watch this video 100 times if you have to. You just have to really ingrain this stuff into your brain, so you constantly, just so you know, you open up a chart and you just know instantly. Like obviously, if you look on the 4 hour on G Swiss, it's just been like that for 2 weeks. So of course you're going to get confused on levels because the EMAs are going like that. They're just crossing up, crossing down, crossing up, crossing down. So you're not going to trade that. We're only looking to trade trends. So obviously the textbook, the perfect cycle, what we're looking for. So first I'll go, this is 4 hour, okay? And obviously we know sometimes it's as perfect as this, and other times it's not. So This is a 4-hour chart, okay? 4 hour. So we know on the 4-hour, 1, 2, 3, and then reversal. Now on the 1-hour, 1-hour chart, you'll see 3 levels for every 1 level of the 4-hour. You will then see an anchor and a reversal down either 1 or 2 levels. Then it gets to the 4-hour 50 EMA. So you're trading in line with 4-hour bias as soon as, so the 13 and 50 EMAs cross from this reversal, you're buying. The only time you're going to sell in this market is here, but only if it's a clean 1-hour reversal. You will sell it as far as here, no further. When it gets here, all you're looking for, you go to the 1-hour chart. So this is a 4-hour. When it gets here, you go to the 1-hour chart. The 1-hour chart, this is the male. And the only what you need is obviously that a W on the male or 3 hits or a head and shoulders, but some sort of anchor, and then that's when you can buy. Then of course you're going up again on the 1-hour chart, 3 more levels. Then you've got another M or some sort of anchor down 2 levels. The 50 EMA is now here. And then once again, at this point, you're only buying. You want anchor, buy, 1, 2, 3. At this point, obviously, when you're on level 3 on the 4-hour, you can trade if it's only made 1 leg. So you can trade if it's a clean again on the hour, you can sell to the 50. At this point, you need to see what it does, because if you get a clean anchor and it starts going up, then you're thinking, right, it's coming in for a second leg. But sometimes if it breaks, it's shooting down, and then of course the 13 is going to cross the 50, and then obviously by that point, then you're going down. The only time I'm going to take a reversal on the 4-hour . Yo, Escobar.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing good. Sorry, man, I'm at work, but I'm gonna try to listen in.
Oh, no worries, bro. No worries. This is getting recorded anyway, so I can send it through.
All right, perfect, man. Thank you.
I'm just going over levels because I don't know how you're getting on with How are you getting on with everything? You seem to be catching the same trades as me, actually, you're catching.
Yeah, man, everything's been coming along pretty smooth, man.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah. I see you post your picture. I'm like, dang, dude, I'm glad I got the same one.
Yeah. And it's great
So
having these extra pairs to flick through as well, because the potential is huge. You've got that, like, so many more options. You're narrowing down, taking away all the rubbish and just focusing in on the highest potential moves for the day.
yeah, man, it's been pretty good. It's getting more clear. So
Yeah,
I'm happy about that.
that's good, bro. Right, but yeah, so taking obviously a 4-hour reversal, or you're only looking to get in there. This is the safe option. Is, yeah, once it breaks through it, it depends, to be honest, on the gap, because sometimes the 13 EMA is up here at this, then it'd be safe to take it there. But if it's very, very close, obviously always wait for the 50. But yeah, so that is the perfect 4-hour cycle. Is big anchor, 3 levels up on the 1-hour, reversal, down 2 levels to the 4-hour 50 EMA, the 1-hour male. You get an anchor, then you buy up another 3 levels. You get another 1-hour reversal, down usually 2 levels, sometimes 1. 50 EMA again, 1, 2, 3. So on the 4-hour cycle, you're only really getting this trade, maybe this trade if it makes a second leg, and then this trade. But on the 1-hour cycle, of course, so now let's look at the 1-hour. So it works exactly the same. However, so the 1-hour, right? You've got your level 1 consolidation. Now we know on level 1 it doesn't always stop hunt. Sometimes it will just do a little 15-minute setup, ID 50, 50, 50, 50, AR 50, and then move up to level 2. Consolidation. On level 2, so you don't need a stop hunt on level 1 to take the trade. You don't need it to come to the 50 EMA. On level 2, however, you do. It has to come down, stop hunt on the 50, and then move up. So the 13 crosses the 50, level 1. The 50 EMA is not caught up yet with the trend because usually level 1's aggressive. It will consolidate. 50 is still down here. It doesn't always pull back to it. But by the time we get to level 2, it's here. Now, when you're looking to sell this down to the 4-hour 50 EMA, the male, which is down here, break of the 50 EMA. Now, if you're taking the trade up here, break of the 13 EMA, it's a lot riskier. The percentage isn't as high. It can easily break, and then the next candle, oh, it's up to now a peak. But if you wait for this, then your win percentage is going to be a lot higher. Now, when it breaks this, and then 13 crosses down below the 50, consolidation, level 1. You can then be looking for the ID 50s here. It doesn't need to stop hunt. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. If it does, great, you can get a 50-50 / safety trade, but look for these ID 50s on level 1, even on the 1 hour charts. Then, of course, when it gets to the Mayo, we are no longer selling anything. Now, if it continues down, then we need to reassess the bias and then react for the next day or the next day, or we focus on other pairs. But all we're looking for at this point is the anchor on the Mayo to then move up. Then obviously by this point, 1350 cross back up. So you're now level 1, consolidate. Like I say again, sometimes it will stop hunt, other times ID 50 up, level 2. Level 2, we won't be taking any ID 50s. We need the stop hunt. And then up to level 3. By this point, it's taken out that high. So then this is the next level of the 4 hour. And 50 EMA is just moving up nicely like that. Mayo's down here. So then, of course, once again, at this point, you're looking for a break of the 50 off a clean anchor, sell, and then we go again down to the Mayo, looking for the bounce. So let's look at that actually on a live chart now. So GU, it done a 4 hour reversal this week, but you're not going to take a 4 hour reversal of an anchor like this. Remember that the anchors we're looking at for 4 hour reversals are this, this, this. These are the kind of anchors you're going to look at for 4 hour reversals. GJ did that. This one was quite nice the other week. But this I don't like. But as soon as the 1350 crosses up, we're buying to the Mayo on the 1 hour chart. These have crossed up, so then you class this as the reversal in the 1 hour, and then you're only looking for buys to the Mayo at least. There was a nice trade in here on Friday evening. It looked like it was going to go in the morning, stop hunt low, rise, came back, New York, bounced perfectly, market baseline 50%, 50 EMA, and moved up. Entry was correct entry was 5 p.m. I didn't take the trade, but I know some of you did. Now, if you can see at this point, because I'm not looking at it as a 4 hour reversal, I'm thinking, right, anchor on the Mayo and sell. However, it has been a very long downtrend. So the reversal was always going to happen. It would have been nicer if it was a cleaner anchor and we could have taken it. But the moment it breaks through 1350 cross up in the 4 hour, that's it. We now class this as a reversal. We know that it can always come down for a second leg and sort of make this a big multi-day W. But as soon as these cross up, we're in a buy market. At this point as well, you can look at, so when the 1350 crossed up here, level 1, this move up here, level 2, this move, level 3. So you were anticipating a reversal. This wasn't a clean enough anchor for me to sell. Plus, there's not enough space between the 50 and the 200 to sell in here. But you were anticipating a stop hunt. And then obviously either a 50-50 bounce up or to the male W and then up. Now, if it's a 50-50 bounce on the 1 hour, you need a 15-minute pattern. MW, half bat, head and shoulders, 3 hits to the higher low. If it's a 50-50 on the 4 hour, you need a pattern on the 1 hour on the male. At this point, personally, I don't think it's going to go any lower. The 50 is still above the 200, so we're in a buy. Looking at the 4 hour, we're at the 50%. It's also a high probability chance that it can bounce off the market baseline. It's at the 50 EMA. So the likelihood is this is potentially a first leg. And yeah, we'd be looking for something like that. Breaks the 13 and the 50 EMA, enter, and then obviously up another 3 levels. When it does this, like GJ was similar. So 1350 cross up there, you're buying to the male. You're still trading against 4 hour bias because the water is below the male. It's not till they cross back above that you're then changing your bias, unless you're obviously trading a clean 4 hour reversal. So this is the reversal, which is pretty poor. It's like a little sort of hanging bat, upside down half bat. Break of the 50. There's a few pips in there, nothing major, but I wasn't really interested in taking that trade. But yeah, this is level 1 because you've got the cross, got a bounce there. Up to level 2 and then level 3. Now at this point, you're only wanting it, the 50 is crossed above the 200, so you're only wanting it to come to the male and then move up. But it's now down here, so really you don't know what's going on in this pair. So I won't be looking to trade this tomorrow. If anything, 1350 is crossing back down, so potentially we're back in a sell market. If the 50 crosses back below the 200, I won't be buying anything unless the only way I would buy this when the 50s, when the 13 is below the 50 on the 4 hour is that. big W, that would be a good reversal. But then again, looking at the 4 hour, I would only say we've got 1, 2, 1350 cross. There's level 1. Then move down level 2. So really be wanting to come down to level 3 down here. G-Chef, I've not traded G-Chef barely. I think actually the last time I traded it was this W in here somewhere. I got a buy because it came to this point of interest, and this was quite a clean W. So I think I got a buy in here somewhere, but other than that, I've not touched it. This is just a range and pair. When it's like this, just stay away. The EMAs are just going crazy, sideways. There's no trend. It's came back up to this point, like an order block or whatever the guys call it, and then it's came crashing down again. So there's nothing on that pair. UJ done what I was talking about, perfect. So the fact that it's reversed, it's came down, so the levels aren't the clearest on this, but there's the 1350 cross, so then you can say 1. Then we've made new lows here, so you can say 2, and then a big move down to 3. Now, there's no anchor to buy that to the male, just a single leg, but it's went 1350 cross there, but you're not going to buy because the male is too close. So at this point, you're just looking for sells. Obviously, the whole week, like I said, we're waiting on this. There was a potential entry in there, but 2-hour rule got you out in profit. And then it was too late to re-enter. And then, yeah, today, just beautiful. This trade now, so on the 1 hour chart, I would actually say this is level 2 because the 1350 have crossed there. So I'm classing this as just the small level 1, and then this is level 2 on the 1 hour. So looking at this in the bigger picture, one, two, three. So we expect it to come here. You'll have some reaction of the male. It's hopefully going to give a little W on the 1 hour. Come up, 1, 2 levels. By that point, the 50 EMA is here. The male in the hour. Then we're looking for a 50-50 bounce. At this point, it's going to be at the 50% in the chart. We go to the 1 hour chart and we're looking for an M on the male. Then we're going to sell it down further, and it's going to come down probably another 3 levels on the 1 hour. Then, of course, this point, that's when we're going to need to potentially look for a reversal back up. But we know that there can be 4-hour resets as well. The trend can go on and on. I mean, if you look at this actually here, you could say 1, because we know a lot of the levels are at, so level 1, and then there's the first pullback, and then move up to level 2. There's the next pullback, move up to level 3. But these are obviously big levels. On the 1 hour, you've probably got 1, 2, 3. You've got a reset, 1, 2, 3. You've got another reset, 1, 2, 3. Then you've got a 4. This potentially is this is either another reset or a 4-hour reset. These levels are quite hard to see, but in hindsight, you can say 1, 2, 3, because there's your first pullback, there's your second, there's your third. So the 1-hour levels have went on a lot. You would be expecting on a normal trend, after 3 levels on the 1 hour, it's 1 level on the 4 hours, so you'd get the pullback. Then you've got another 3 levels on the 1 hour, the second pullback. Then you've got your next 3 levels on the 1 hour, and then this would be like your level 3 reversal on the 4 hour. But this time, yeah, the pullbacks never came on the 4 hour till huge trend moves on the 1 hour. So when it's like that, yeah, that's just a really high trending pair the last few months. There's not been much action on US 30, US 100 lately. This looks like a 50-50, but it's not clean enough for me. Nothing on GR 30. But then just quickly opening my chart and looking at this now, on the 4 hour, I see a W, I see a 1350 cross, I see probably 3 levels on the 1 hour, and then I see a pullback to the 50. So straight away, I would mark that for tomorrow and go, okay, 1 hour, let's look. So you can say, yep, 1, 2, 3. This came down. Now we want an anchor on the male and then a buy up. So when you're seeing charts this clearly, you can literally just flick through them and you can just see straight away. This was messy on EJ the other week. It held this level for I think 2 weeks. It was just so messy. I took it off my screen. I was like, I was expecting obviously reversal, 1350 cross down, pullback, and to the 50, reset, down level 2. It held it for weeks, but of course then it's finally done the move that we're expecting. It's came shooting down, and then EJ's not been a good pair recently. It's came shooting up. There's no setup there. Not clean. EJ could be a good one. Here's beautiful. Look at this divergence. So you've got shark fin here. This leg's lower on TDI, but you've got heavy divergence here. So you could be getting a sell in here and taking that as a reversal. Quickly looking at levels as well, you could say 1, 2, 3, or you could say 1, 2, and then this second leg is 3 up and then takes it away. 1350 cross down, reversal. So what do we know on the 1 hour chart? We're going to have 1, 2, 3. Then we'll have an anchor up to the male on the hour, the 50 EMA on the 4 hour. Here it is here. Market baseline there as well. Now we want a 1 hour reset down. If you look on the 1 hour chart, you can clearly see 1, 2, 3. Here's a hanging half back. Anchor. Now, breaking the 50, you could have sold it to male, but personally, I didn't like it. It wasn't clean enough. Notice that the male, we know we're only selling. We want anchor on the male sell. So tomorrow, this will be a pair that I'll highlight. Of course, to take this pair, you need the hour to close below both EMAs. Then you're looking to get in here. Also on TDI, RSI has to break below. You're not going to take that trade here until the RSI is below signal and market baseline. It needs to be here and below the EMAs. Then you can safely sell it. Then you know you expect 3 levels down. 13 and 50 cross. 50 EMA. There you would be looking for obviously ID 50 in there in the 15-minute chart, or sometimes 50-50, level 2. You want 50-50, and then obviously level 3. Then you'll be looking for another W, and the male will be coming down like this. Usually 2 levels, and then down again. And obviously at this point, 1350 cross. This is where you're looking to take the buy. If you don't get it, you can get it the next day after consolidation, either ID 50 or 50-50 bounce. As soon as it gets to the male, then you're only selling. It's only if it breaks the male, goes up, and then the 50 crosses back above the 200, then of course you're going to reassess and change your bias, but you're not getting caught up in the moves. You're not losing anything. You're just watching what the market does and then reacting to it. Right, guys. So yeah, any questions from anyone?
No, that's pretty good for me. My biggest problem was G Chef. The level's not there, but yeah, as long as that's
I mean, yeah,
What's that?
that's how the levels work. And just when you're unsure, just stay away. Like when like G Swiss, like what were you struggling with before? Like when the EMAs are all this close and they're just you stay away
I
from the
I would I would spend ages trying to work those levels out on that then, do you know what I mean? Whereas for I should
yeah,
really
yeah.
just be looking at it and being like, no, it's
Open
range.
up, right? Look at the bigger picture. You open up the 4 hour chart and then you're wanting to see a trend. You want to see a reversal of an anchor. You want to see the cross. You want to see actual levels, not just up, down, up, down, up, down.
Yeah.
This video is obviously recorded, so you can watch it back as much as you want. Like once this stuff sticks in your head and you start seeing it, and then you find the discipline not to enter the shit, and you're waiting for the every box to be ticked in terms of timing, TDI confirmation. Like for instance, UCAD today, I wouldn't have even been looking to sell this. So this looked like a 50-50 potentially, but I'm not going to take a sell in here when it's so close to the bottom of a trend, like at the end of the day. So I'm looking at this on the 4 hour. So here's the reversal, here's the cross, level 1. On the 1 hour, I guarantee you've got 3 levels. So now you look for pullback to the 50 and then down. So you might be waking up and seeing that and thinking, oh, it's at the 50%, it's at the 50 EMA, okay, we're selling here. But look at that, like 1, 2, 3. It's clear to see. So you're expecting this. You're not going to, oh, of course, sometimes, yeah, it's going to go lower, you'll get a peak. But you're not going to take this because it's not as high a probability trade. Like you're taking this if it's our timings, obviously. There was a trade in here as well. And that's another thing is when you're in sort of mid reversal slash level 1 or slash sort of level 3, level 1, you get a lot of 15-minute patterns. So like looking at this in the 15, it doesn't look like much on the hour, but it is on the 50%, apart from there's not really a cross, but you're anticipating this reversal. So then on the 15-minute, you see 1, 2, 3 hits. And yeah, they shift it in New York. First candle in New York, bang. So you need to be really selective with the trades as well. But yeah, UCAD tomorrow, once it gets to the mail, that's when we're going to be looking for the anchor sell. We've got so many options now with all these pairs. GCAD, this was actually quite a clean anchor for a 4-hour reversal on the 4 hour. So looking at the 1 hour, you would have got in on the break of the 50, taking it. If you're trading as a 4-hour reversal, you can take it higher than the mail. If you're taking it as only a 1-hour reversal, you'd only take it to the mail. At this point, you don't really know what it's doing now. So I won't be watching that pair. It's came down, like the 50 to 200 never crossed. So we're still technically on level 3 on the 4 hour. It's not reversed. So now it's just messy. 1350 have crossed down. So this technically you could look at as sort of level 1 on the hour now. So you could see it consolidate through Asia, and then the 50 EMA comes, bounce in the morning, and then down. If you're never unsure about levels or anything, just message me. But yeah, I think if anyone's got any questions for a go, but because I'm going to go and watch the Rangers game against
yeah.
Europa League final.
Mad that. They've done well.
I can't believe they made it. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Are you a Ranger
hate.
fan?
No. I hate Rangers.
Yeah, I'm a Celtic fan, but I still want to see them do well.